Everyone, I'm Dr. Dan Belkin. I'm a dermatologist and dermatologic surgeon, and I'm excited to speak with a celebrity makeup artist named Hung Vango, who happens to be my friend and is an incredible makeup artist, who's going to be with Halle Berry, who needs no introduction. They're at Cannes Film Festival right now, and we're going to be talking about regeneration in your midlife, which is something that Halle is passionate about. I'm here with Elastin, so we're going to be talking about their amazing products and how they help get ready for a red carpet event, but also give you some long-term benefits in terms of regeneration in your skin health. When Halle and Hung are ready, they're going to be joining me, and we're going to have questions from healthcare providers from around the world for Hung and or Halle, and they'll let us know how they're preparing for the Cannes red carpets. So hopefully they'll be on with me soon. We are going to be talking about, again, regeneration at every age. And so when I treat patients, I'm thinking about skin health and skin optimization. And right now there's a trend in both systemic health and internal medicine and in dermatology for regenerative techniques. So things that we use to stimulate collagen elastic fibers so that we get some long-term benefit in terms of skin health and skin function, and not just is it no. I'm sorry, I'm waiting for the request from them, and I'm getting some other requests which I have to ignore. So we want to look at skincare products and other techniques that give you some benefits to your skin health in the long term, and not just sort of an immediate effect like makeup. And so I think what Hung does great is that he incorporates skincare, including regenerative skincare, into his red carpet prep so that his clients get benefits not only for that night, but also for long term. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to let me know on the live. But we're really excited to talk to Hung, and things that we're going to ask him are kind of like what products that he likes, what are his favorite products for glam, what he uses under his makeup. So hopefully you guys can use some of these techniques when you're doing makeup. And then we want to talk to Halle about what she loves about Elastin. I personally love Elastin because I think what they do differently than many other skincare brands is that they do clinical trials. And so as a doctor, we often look at the literature to see what new techniques are, what has scientific evidence behind it. And Elastin is actually involved in many studies that you can find in the scientific literature, because they have real studies that show that elastin stimulates collagen elastic fibers, helps healing after laser techniques. And so I always use elastin products after I do laser, including microneedling with radiofrequency, non-ablative lasers, ablative lasers, because I know that elastin has good studies that show that their peptides stimulate collagen elastic fibers. I also love the Elastin sunscreen, which I'm wearing right now, which gives you a really nice coverage. And I'm being told I need to find Halle. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. So let me see if Halle has requested to join me. Sorry, guys, I'm looking for Halle's Instagram. Do you see how I have so many like requests and things? It, yeah, I've only gotten a request from that, which I thought was. Oh. I don't think that was right. Um, okay, so we're waiting for Halle to request. I'm sure they're waiting for us now. I'm sorry that I haven't been able to figure this out, but um, oh, Halle joined. Hi, Halle. So hopefully we'll get a request soon, and then we'll start our interview. Um, here, okay, here we go.
We're here.
Hi,
Dr. Belkin.
hi, Halle. Hi, Hung.
Hi.
Thank you for joining me.
Hello.
Um, so I was just telling, all the live viewers that we have that Hung and I are friends. Hung is a celebrity makeup artist who's an amazing makeup artist. And Halle, you need no introduction. So I'm so happy to have you both. How is Cannes so far?
It was great.
Yeah, we love it.
Halle been really busy, you can say.
A lot of movies and a lot of makeup.
Okay. So you walked the red carpet already.
Maybe
Yes.
a few.
Yeah, a few. I've
Okay.
got about, 6 or 7 more to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was telling people that we're talking today with Elastin about sort of regenerative medicine and regeneration and sort of how to support your skin, not only in beauty, but also skin health, skin function, kind of long-term benefits. I like elastin because I know that you get some immediate benefit, but also some long-term benefit. What I wanted to ask Hung was sort of which elastin products do you think not only provide long-term benefit, but some instant results that you might prep Halle with before a red carpet?
I think hyaluronic acid is, I think, one of the best ones to go to start because that gives you instant hydration and it's very blooming. It's great before makeup. And I do recommend a good moisturizer on top before the makeup. I
Right.
always
Yeah. So
for almost everyone, I always like depend on the skin, but mostly either hyaluronic acid and a moisturizer and eye cream, or vitamin C moisturizer and eye cream. Usually that's how I start to prep the skin.
so when you prep the skin, how do you layer it, and sort of do you wait to put on the makeup afterward, or
I
sort of like
do
what's
I
your
do
process?
recommend people to when you do skincare, you do serum and you do your moisturizer, you can go around the house, finish what you need to do, organize your outfit or anything like that, to let the the product work on the skin for a few minutes before you start makeup. But if you don't have time, you can really just massage in the skin and just get really penetrated before you even start the makeup. Yeah.
And Hallie, you are absolutely stunning. I know that you are passionate about helping women through midlife and menopause changes. Tell me, have you noticed any changes in your skin as you've gotten older, and sort of how you've dealt with those?
Oh, yes. This time of life escapes no one. And I have noticed that my skin is drier than it ever used to be. I used to have oily skin in my younger days, and now my skin has gotten more dry. So the moisturizing process that Hung talked about is really essential. And I think when you have a really good base, then you can go anywhere with your makeup. So getting a good base, and that means a lot of moisture. And I've been using a lot of peptides. I think topical peptides are the way to go. At least they have been for me. I see a big difference in helping the elastin in my skin because of that. So
Yeah.
skin is
And
drier
what I
than
tell everybody
it
about, yeah, what I tell people about peptides is, peptide is just a protein chain. So a lot of skincare companies can claim that they have peptides. It just means a little piece of
Yes.
protein. So what I like about elastin as a dermatologist is that they have evidence
Yes.
for what the peptides do. So we actually know that it's doing something in the skin. It's stimulating elastic fibers
Yeah.
and collagen. I don't know if you have an answer to this, but is there anything that you would have told your younger self to do or not to do in preparation for the current age of life that you're in
Well,
now?
truthfully, Dr. Belkin, I've had a really good skincare routine my whole life. I learned this very early, like when I was about 16 years old, I got into a rhythm and I did my process morning and night, and I never skip. I don't care how tired I am. I don't care, if I have worked a long day, I will always take my makeup off, cleanse, and do my whole routine. And I do it first thing in the morning. And some days I do it in the middle of the day. If I have time, I'll wash my face and do it again. I think that has served me very, very well in life, having a routine that I stick to.
It seems like it has. Like Hung, being up close with Halle, how do you feel
I
like
think
that has served her?
Halle, I mean, she's blessed with the skin for sure. I mean, I think take care of the skin is great, but she's one of very special. I mean, I think it's like her face is do most of the work for me already. So it's a great example for taking care of skin for a long time does pay off. You know what I mean? I only
Right.
met Halle recently, but you can see the skin is amazing. As amazing person that I was looking for her.
Yeah.
So that's really for us as a makeup artist. It's always a blast to have a client who amazing
Yeah.
skin. But as you can see, that it's come from taking care of the skin as well.
And that's what I would like younger women to know, because sometimes when we get down the path of life, I like to call it, all of a sudden we go, oh, here comes the dry skin, here comes the wrinkles. Sometimes it's a, you can't reverse time. You can, I think, arrest time and you can slow it down if you get on a good program. But the best thing to do, I think, is to start when you're young. Start this habit early, and then your skin will always be the best it can possibly be through every stage.
Totally. It's so much easier to
Yes.
prevent than to have to correct.
Yes.
So I have some questions that I think people all around the country have been excited to ask you guys. So I'm going to go through those questions and I'll let you answer. So this one is for Halle. Natalia Guzman, a nurse practitioner at Atelier Aesthetics in Beverly Hills, asks, throughout your life, what has been your biggest skin challenge and how did you address it? Or how do you address it?
I think it's been the fact that because of my career, for, what I do for a living, I have to wear a lot of makeup. And when I'm on a film, long hours, sometimes 16 hours a day, I've had to wear prosthetic makeup, which is also hard on your skin, like to transform myself into like a 65-year-old woman or, something like that. And that can be really harsh. And so I've had to, navigate my way around that. I've had some really bad skin moments from having to wear makeup all the time. So how I've sort of fought that over the years is I really don't wear makeup when I'm not working. I just take care of my skin, I keep it hydrated, and I give my skin a break in between, projects. But that's
Yeah.
been a challenge for me.
I've had some other actors who have had to age up with makeup, and so they put on sort of like acrylates or something
Yes.
that causes more wrinkling, and then when
Yes.
they take it off, like the wrinkles are still there because
Yeah.
the skin's been
And they
folded.
take these things
And
off with alcohol.
right,
Alcohol on
yeah,
our skin. Like, what could be worse, right?
yeah, yeah,
Alcohol.
yes.
Yeah.
For Hung, Nurse Megan, a nurse practitioner and owner at NM Aesthetics Wellness in Arlington, Virginia, says, what is the most forgotten part of a good skincare routine, and what product do you continually find yourself going back to?
I think one of the things I always tell the talent or the people I work with is they always forget to cleanse the skin well. I think double cleansing for me, especially when you wear makeup, you wear sunscreen, is crucial. You have to, because the thing is that just do a quick cleanse at night usually is never take off all your makeup. So I think like you cleanse and you can cleanse again because over time if you build up on a lot of product in there you didn't take it off, it's not great for the skin. So it doesn't matter how much skincare you use, but if you don't cleanse the skin well before you prep, it doesn't get all the benefit that you could get in there. So I think that would be the first thing that I would recommend people to think about, like double cleansing when they wear makeup, stuff like that. Yeah. I mean, on the day if you're at home,
Totally.
you don't wear makeup. Of course, like just single cleanse is fine. But the day you wear a lot of makeup, you should really double cleanse. Yeah. Is that answer the
Right,
question?
right. It can be a
Yeah, you,
Okay.
you just told me
Yeah.
today, when you get home tonight, double cleanse. You
Yeah.
feel like
yeah,
you're clogging up, it's too much makeup. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's
because
true.
right.
Halle, she's here and she have to wear makeup, for all this red carpet, and I was make sure like double cleanse tonight, because like I mean she does, but I just want to make sure that still.
Right, right. And then for Halle, Nadia Hafiz, who's a PA with Aesthetic Center for Plastic Surgery in Houston, wants to know, as a woman whose presence is both timeless and transformative, how do you intentionally align your inner confidence with the visible glow of your skin, especially in high pressure, high visibility moments like the red carpet? Are there specific rituals that help you embody strength and softness in your journey?
Hung.
Yeah.
I have to get hunged.
Mm.
I think when you start with a good base, which we've kind of been talking about,
Yeah.
when you start with good skin, then, as I said earlier, then you can go anywhere. And I think the goal is to feel as good about your look with a face full of makeup on when you've had a nice visit with Hung.
Mhm.
And it's also when you just have your skin, your natural skin glowing, and you're confident enough to walk out without a stitch of makeup. That to me is real glamour, that's real beauty, that's real confidence. But then you can also go on a red carpet or go to a big party and have a whole beat down and also feel, as confident as you do when you have not a stitch on. To me,
Right.
as for women, that should be our goal. We shouldn't think we are only beautiful when we have a full face of makeup. And if we take care of our skin, we can feel that confident without a stitch of it.
Absolutely. I love when people tell me that they don't feel like they have to wear makeup
Yes.
anymore, you know?
Yes.
And I agree, everybody wants to get
Yeah.
hunged. Everybody. Um, so this is for both of you, Dr. Fernanda, and it ties in. Dr. Fernanda Nunez, a dermatologist at Clinic Fernanda Nunez in Sao Paulo, asked Halle, how important is it for you to have a makeup artist like Hung who understands your skin's needs? And Hung, how do you tailor your techniques specifically for Halle?
Well, for me, being a woman of color, it's really important that you have a master like Hung who understands color.
Oh my God, I feel so good.
Because my skin, you can get it really wrong because when you have color, you're a woman of color, your undertones are different colors. And if you don't really understand color and know how to work with colors and how to blend, it could be a disaster. So once he gets my base right, which is, I think, something that Hung is really brilliant at, it's also being able to like be a painter, being a real artist and knowing how to shade. And his makeup is so precise that you actually look airbrushed when he's done. And he's done it all with just his makeup. You wouldn't be surprised, Dr. Logan, how many people reach out to me after I've had a red carpet with Hung and they're like, oh, you went and got your face done. You said you would never get plastic surgery, but you did it. And I literally have to say, I've just been hung. In the morning, my real
Yes.
face is coming back. Don't you worry. It's
Right.
makeup. It's Hung.
Yes.
It's makeup. But
Yeah.
that's what that's how masterful he is.
Yeah.
Thank you, Halle.
Yes.
For me, I
Yes. There was,
oh,
yeah. Go ahead, Hung.
no, I let you.
Well, there's a stylist that Hung and I know in common that says when you look at Hung's makeup, you can't compare no makeup to Hung's makeup. You should be comparing other people's makeup to Hung's makeup as the before and
That's
after
true.
No, but
because it's so
I think
masterful.
makeup. I think you should have to cater what each client face. For me, that's how it's about. I think it's like as long they look amazing but still look like themselves. And that's the most important thing when you do makeup.
I would agree. A lot of makeup artists get it wrong because they have, the kind of makeup they do, and they want to put that on every face. And that doesn't work for every face. So that is another thing Honey's good at. He's looking at, okay, what are the shape of my eyes and what eyebrows do I really have and what do my lips look like? And he tailors it for me. I don't feel like he's putting, the makeup that say he does on Selena Gomez on me, right?
Right.
He's not stuck in a style. He really is
Right.
versatile that way and does what's
I mean,
best for me at my age.
I think you're right about it's like looking at color and seeing all the
Yeah.
variegations, or, variations of color, and that's a real skill. For Halle, Dr. Anita Saluja at Dermatology and Plastic Surgery for your best self in Melbourne, Florida, asks, your skin always looks flawless and youthful. What are your key skincare products or routines you swear by for anti-aging, and how have those routines evolved over the years?
Um, well, I've changed my products. As I said, I'm, very much into using products that have clinically tested topical peptides. I think that's really important. Vitamin C, like Hung said, is really good for brightening and exfoliation. And I've also learned it's about also what you eat that shows up on your skin as well, right? And so, it's good to eat a lot of foods that are high in antioxidants. And so I've added that sort of into my diet a bit more. I sometimes do not often because I don't think it's so good for me, but sometimes I'll do a cold plunge on my face. Sometimes there's a lot of inflammation there based on how long I've been working, if I'm tired, if I haven't been eating totally right, it'll sometimes show up on my face. So these are the things that I have to do now that work for me that I didn't have to do when I was younger.
Right. And I don't know, I've noticed as I get older that drinking,
Oh,
really makes things way worse. Yeah.
well, because
Um,
sometimes if you drink
yeah,
too much, especially at night, you can't sleep and then you look
right,
like you didn't sleep.
right.
So,
So
yes,
it's totally about what you're putting in your body, of
yes.
course. Um, for Hung, Olivia Kirkpatrick, an aesthetic provider and educator at the Confidence Bar in Chicago, wants to know throughout your career and with access to the world's top beauty products and peer experts, what's the most transformative beauty tip you've received and made part of your daily routine, either yourself or with clients?
Mm, I think people underestimate about, waking up the skin every morning. So, even like a facial massage for like even 2 minutes, when you do your skincare routine, you depuffing, all those kind of things, it does make a huge difference of how your skin, you look a lot more youthful, and you maybe drink a lot the night before, eat something too salty. Those can make, your face a lot puffy. And I think that's a beauty thing that you should depuff the face and massage it before you do your makeup. Also, I think one of the product I always love is retinols. I think it's a for night. It's a one of the thing I start using, and I think it's a great product for add on of your skincare regimen at night if you want to try that as well. I'm not sure if to answer the
Absolutely.
question, but I think that's one of the thing that I think I love. Yeah.
Yeah, retinol is an important go-to
Yeah.
for us, as dermatologists also. Also for Hung, Dr. Diana Forbes, a plastic surgeon at Rejuvenation Clinic in Vancouver, says, first, dear Halle, thank you for being a role model for professional women around the world. And then asks Hung, can you share how you choose products that enhance Halle's natural beauty while addressing any skin concerns? And then Halle, how do you maintain your health, your skin's health between these professional touch-ups with Hung? So I guess Hung, what we've kind of gone over a little bit of this, but how would you address like Hallie's particular
I think
concerns?
Halle have amazing skin to begin with, and she does take care of skin, so it take a lot of work for the makeup artist already. But for me, like for example, Halle, like, she just went through the Met and flew here and right away to Cannes. So for me, when things like that, I would do like hydration. That's what people need a lot, especially when you're traveling. So I would do um hyaluronic acid and then moisturizer before the makeup. So that's really just basically that's the most basic I can do to start the makeup.
And what I like to do is, you get a good lymphatic drainage, massage on your face when you've had a lot of traveling like this through different time zones and you can be a little puffy and that you kind of do a little mini one every time he does
Every
my
time you
makeup.
makeup, yeah.
He does like you get a little lymphatic work done
Yeah.
while he's sort of massaging the moisturizer into your skin, which is I
Right.
think really important to me.
And then you'll do that like sort of obviously between
Yes.
events and
Yeah.
things like that's
Yeah.
something that you.
Yeah. And I get facials,
Mhm.
pretty regularly and lymphatic drainage, like all of that really helps
Right.
me.
For Halle, Dr. Sarah Cheram, a dermatologist from the Skin Clinic in Mexico City, wants to know what is one health tip you've learned from working with Hung that has made a difference for you?
Health tip?
I'm not sure
One
about health.
health, skin health, skin
Oh,
health,
skin
skin
health.
Skin
health.
health.
Skin
Yeah.
health or makeup tip.
I mean, I think
Or
we're
makeup tip,
pretty
any
knowledgeable
tip,
about
any tip.
skincare. Yeah.
Yeah, skincare.
I mean, she's pretty knowledgeable. You are
Yeah.
knowledgeable. Yeah.
But he has shown me how to, you know, give myself a good set of lips
Okay. Yeah. How about give us a
without
makeup tip
having to
that maybe you
get lip
might do on your own?
injections.
Yeah. Yeah.
He knows every time I'm seeing him, I'm like, okay, hon, give me the lips. Come on, give me the lips. Give me the lips.
Right.
He hasn't taught me a little. He's taught me a wonderful tricks about how to do my own makeup when he's not around that I steal from him.
Like to contour the
Yeah,
lips to look more full or.
Yeah, you know.
Um, yeah. Uh, for Halle, Dr. Gina Masiha, a cosmetic physician from Ocean Cosmetics Clinic in Western Australia, asks, you've spoken about the importance of breaking the stigma around menopause. What message would you share with women to help them feel confident and embrace the changes in their skin during this stage of life, especially given how many feel embarrassed or alone in
Yeah.
their experiences?
I think one of the big things we have to do is we have to accept ourselves and accept that aging is a normal, natural part of life. And it's a privilege to actually age. And I would tell my fellow midlifers, get off the internet, stop looking at all these people looking like unreal because they are,
Right, right,
and learn to accept who we really are. Like beauty really does radiate from the inside, and accept that aging and our face is changing. And in midlife, we do transform into another version of ourselves, and learn to fall in love with that person because that's who you are, right? You're not going backwards. We're only going forward. So embrace this new version of yourself and find all the things that there are to love about that. Now, I know it's cliched and it's not easy to do, but that's our challenge in midlife. Get okay with this new body, this new face, it's ever changing, and realize that that is beauty. That is beauty, right? We don't have to stay forever 35 because we can never do that. And we're going to feel defeated again and again and again, or we're going to turn ourselves into a monster trying to capture forever 35. And we just can't do that. We have
totally.
to realize that we are more than this skin that we're walking around in, that it really
Right,
does come from inside.
right,
That's
right.
where real
Like
beauty
I
is.
awesome point. And I feel like I have to tell people all the time, like skin has texture, skin has pores. You're seeing on Instagram, things that are filtered. That it's not always real. Unless Hung is doing your makeup, your skin has
Yes,
pores and
right.
texture. Um,
That's right.
for Hung, Dr. Benji Dillon from Define Clinic in London wants to know, how do you keep your clients' skin glowing while they're traveling, especially with the stress of flights and different
I
climates? I
think a
guess.
similar question we said earlier already. I think like for me, if people flying, I do recommend them to do their skincare regimen before they got on the plane, not when they're on the plane and in the bathroom, the germ and on the air. It's not a great place to do your
You don't want
skincare
anything in the
on the
bathroom.
plane. So I think they should before the plane even go to the bathroom of the airport, just do all your skincare regimen first and lock all those moisture in there before you get on a plane to fly. And then when you get off the plane, you get to where you are, to do a clarified mask, and then you do your hydration again. So that's how I recommend, my client or everyone they should do that.
Yeah,
Because, after flying again, hydration, that's what you need really, because you really dehydrate from the flight. Yeah.
And I do a hydration drink when I'm flying, and it really helps me. I notice a difference when I don't do a hydration drink, or when I drink 2 or 3 hydration drinks on a flight, especially a long flight like to France. I notice a difference when I arrive.
yeah, you can get really dehydrated. And I agree with Hung, like you better not to touch your face when you're on a
Yeah,
plane. I
yeah.
mean, it's too gross. Um, Last question. Dr. Jamie Glick from New York Dermatology Group, where I work in New York, wants to know, if you could choose only one Elastin product, which would it be and why?
This is the one I would choose. It's the restorative skin complex. It, I think, kind of does what it says. It's backed with, it's science backed. It's something that's been studied. I would choose this one, and I would tell all of you to go to your dermatologist and ask them about this product. Get advice from doctors like yourself, because everybody will tell you something works. Don't get it off TikTok. Really take some time, do your own research. If you have a doctor, a dermatologist that you have a relationship with, that you trust, talk to them about what's right for your skin. Everybody's skin is different. Don't just follow a trend. Really take some time to investigate and do your own work and choose something that's really going to work for your skin. It's clinically and
Absolutely.
backed in clinical trials and scientifically backed. Like, please, it's too important. Our skin is just too important not to take the time to do that.
Right. Yeah, I mean, skincare is very saturated. It's hard to kind of figure out, hard to cut through the clutter of all the
Yes.
claims. So it does help to have somebody help you.
Yes.
And Hung, do you have one just before we close out? Do you have a favorite?
I would go for the hyaluronic acid serum. I think that's because it trains your skin to, with the hyaluronic acid too. As for me, hydration is the key for everyone. So
Awesome. Well, Halle, Hung, thank you so much. Have a great time in Cannes. You were amazing. It was so great to talk to you. And thank you, everybody who's here for the live.
Yes.
And go to elastin.com if you want to hear more about the products we talked about. So
Yes.
thanks so much.
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye bye there.
Bye bye.